Good evening, this is Tanisha LaVerne Grant reporting live from the Paley Center for Media in New York City, where tonight BET will premiere its pilot for its brand new scripted series, The Quad, which explores life at America's historical black colleges and universities.
Presidents and prime ministers request command performances from one marching band. And that band is your Georgia A&M Mighty Marching Mountain Cats.
Ladies and gentlemen, our new Georgia A&M president, Dr. Eva Fletcher.
There are those who say the historically black college is no longer necessary. This year, we begin our climb back to the top, and we will do it together.
1887, founded in 1887, FAMU.
Yes.
I'm a graduate of Cheney,
Okay.
1837. So talk to me a little bit about,
got
to throw that in there. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Hey, it's serious. I started to wear my Miss Cheney sash, and my mother was like, please don't do that. Please do not. So talk to me a little bit about the first thoughts that ran through your mind when you found out you were going to be a part of this project. Because this is a big deal.
It is a big deal. I think that first and foremost, I thought we need to make sure that this is correctly represented.
Okay.
My grandmother went to Florida A&M.
Legacy.
Oh, yes. And,
Okay.
a lot of my family went to HBCUs. I think it's very important that we represent this culture for what it is. Now, it's a fantasy, so there are going to be things that are not that, but the things that we know to be the case. We need that marching band to be on point.
Right.
We need to see the things that we will look and recognize
Absolutely.
as part of what our experience was when we were there. And so I was very pleased to find out that many of the writers went to HBCUs, and so it's not just people doing research and pulling out things that they think they know, but people that actually spent time and they have that taste in them. So that's really important to me, I think, particularly because of what HBCUs meant to people of color who did not have the opportunity to go other places. For higher education, also to be expressive in the arts, when you think about the Fisk Singers.
Let me ask you this. Okay, so you're a legacy student of FAMU. You said your grandmother went to FAMU. Do you remember the first time you visited campus and what you thought when you were on campus and visiting?
I don't remember the first time because I had been to Tallahassee as a little kid, so I don't remember what that was, but I remember stepping onto the campus as an incoming freshman and thinking, what a beautiful campus.
Wow.
Like FAMU, the highest of 7 hills in Tallahassee, and thank goodness, because when it rains, it's a serious thing there. But it's just really stunningly beautiful and green and rich, and it has an amazing history.
Wow. What are the top 3 things you remember from attending FAMU?
Well, the band, of course.
Right.
A tiny house where they served food directly at the bottom of a hill on campus called Mom Mary's, and it was a family, and they weren't nice, but that food was right, and so you got over how stank they were because it was so good. And I think they were just mean because it was hot. Like, it was a little house, and they were cooking it down and like frying and greens and mac and cheese and all of that. So, it was serious business, everything we love. And then I remember, being on stage and being on the set, which is what we called our quad, and just really being a part of what that was. And it's a special situation. I didn't grow up in a place. My neighborhood didn't have a lot of black people in it. So I knew black people, and of course I knew my family, and by the time I got to high school, the demographic was changing a lot, but it was important to me to spend time in a situation where I was part of a majority.
Right.
And
you
that's
get to see yourself every day on
campus.
campus.
That's a very special thing.
You're showing us the quad.
Yes.
You're executive producer.
I am.
Director.
I am.
FAMU.
I am.
Did you know Anika Noni Rose?
I did.
Is that how she got the part?
Not quite.
Okay.
She was doing her thing already, and I just happened to know her from back in the day, so it all worked out.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So how did you get attached to this project?
So it was actually a concept that I've been developing for a long time. A few years ago, I worked on a project called Stomp the Yard, and
that's right, yeah.
and we were talking about what if we developed this into a a series, a television series style concept. So we decided to tell it from the perspective of somebody new that was coming from the Northeast to the South to go to a historically black college that had never been before. And that was my experience, coming from Philadelphia, going to Florida A&M for the first time. It was totally new. So I was like, for anybody that doesn't know this world, we want to show you what it's about, and we want you to embrace it the same way that I did when I came.
Now, what do you think will be the takeaway with the quad? Do you think it's going to have the same impact on this new generation like A Different World did for ours?
I think that it absolutely could have that impact. I think the quad could have a similar impact on our youth like A Different World had on us.
Okay.
I think it's a little bit different. I think A Different World was an amazing show, but it was also a comedy. It was also lighter. I think that what we're doing is a little bit of an edgier show and a little bit of a show that leans a lot more into the dramatic things that are happening today. Okay. And I'm hoping that it gives young people a chance to see themselves going to school. And that's why it was so important doing this for people from the perspective of somebody who's never been to a college like this before.
Okay.
So that way, if you're from Indiana or Iowa or the state of Washington, you can look at this person and be like, wow, I could kind of see myself going there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with the beautiful Jasmine Guy, who helped set the tone for sending a generation of students like myself to an historical black college. I went to Cheney University, founded in 1837. What are you hoping to accomplish with the quad? Do you think it's going to do the same thing for the millennials? You know, what A Different World did for Generation X?
Well, first of all, I didn't know that A Different World would do that for young people, not just black people, but young people all over the country, that you can go to college, you can go to these kind of colleges, and I think the quad is going to do that for this next generation, you know. First I did School Days.
Oh my goodness, how could I forget? Yes,
Then I
Wait,
did-
with the slink. Did y'all see School Days? Her slinky.
I don't want to be alone tonight.
You still got the moves too, girl. Uh-oh.
Yes, come on now. And then I did A Different World. Now we're in an hour drama about an HBCU.
Wow.
Different format. There are very serious tones going through the series, and I think that it's very relevant.
I was going to say, looking at the pilot, it seems a lot heavier than what we got, years ago. How are you, darling?
Was that you? Was that you on my Instagram?
Yes.
Okay, what's up? Remember I saw you.
Cool. Wait, he grabs the mic and all. I gotta have the I gotta have the mic in my hand.
You can't
Yeah.
do
So
that.
wait a
You're
minute.
a
So
rapper. You're a rapper on the show.
I can't. I know this. You're gonna kill it. You're gonna kill it. So I was on this young man's Instagram earlier today. They love you.
I do.
It's already set up for you.
Who?
For you, honey, the fan base, the fan base. All right, so talk to me a little bit about your role on the quad.
I can take it now. I'm
Go
just gonna put my hand down.
Go ahead, yeah. Put your hand in your pocket. Put your hand in your pocket.
Got you. Well, I play Cedric Hobbs on the quad. My character's from Chicago, Illinois. I keep telling people it's more of a hardcore Fresh Prince of Bel-Air situation. I see some stuff that...
Hardcore Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Okay. It's
Okay.
gonna make sense.
All right.
Like, some things happen in Chicago, and I'm like, my mom's like, you gotta go move with your auntie, you know?
So what was your research? Because you didn't attend an HBCU.
Did I? Are you sure?
Oh, are you calling me out?
I went to FAMU where Rob went
Oh,
and where
you went to
Anika
FAMU?
went. Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They graduated.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, don't try and play me tight on my research skills, because like I said, I was on your Instagram.
I was there
Okay.
for like 2.5 years.
Okay, well, tell me top 5 reasons a student should choose an HBCU.
Oh man, like just the history. One, if you guys know where you came from, like a lot of people choose these big Division I sports schools,
Right,
like
right,
Kentucky and Duke, but they don't know,
right.
the history of those. And if they knew that, they wouldn't go there. So
Right.
that's just one. And then like I learned so much about like who I was, at a HBCU, and I think that's what college is about. It's about education. As far as like math,
Finding
history,
yourself,
it's just finding
Motivate.
yourself, partying. I'm not gonna lie, I had a good time.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Thank you so much for your time. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Tanisha LaVerne Grant reporting live from the Paley Center for Media in New York City, where tonight BET will premiere its brand new scripted series, The Quad.
Ready to be initiated.
One of our students is lying in the hospital. She's in critical condition.
My band, my business.
I looked into some of your mishaps over the past 5 years. Abuse, bullying will be no longer tolerated.
I don't answer to you. And I never will.
You're not the first to come here with allegations against him. He's resourceful and ruthless with very powerful friends.
Her black skin don't make her black. I have to make sure she fails.
What do I gotta do to just get a little support for my dream? My music.
We are made by the struggles we choose. I choose to struggle. Right here.
Quad, an all-new original series, premieres January 2017, only on BET.